By popular demand, we're actually going over the 5 C's to success. In fact, we had so much feedback on these 5 C's that we were overwhelmed because a lot of people got a lot of value from this simple 5C formula. Now, it's not rocket science, but it is based on our studies, close to 3 decades of taking a look at human performance and studying the neuroscience behind it. It was one of our most popular podcast episodes, downloaded by tens and tens of thousands of people. So stay tuned in this episode. We're going to cover the 5 C's in a high level detail, and then I'm going to do subsequent episodes going through each one of these 5 C's in more detail. So here are the 5 C's. If you're looking to achieve success in any area of your life, whether it's your business, your personal life, your relationship, your health and well-being, these are the 5 C's that you need to focus on. The first one is clarity. The second is control. The third is confidence. The fourth is certainty. And the fifth is calmness. Now, if you focus on these 5 C's in any aspect of your life, you are far more likely to achieve success and hit your biggest goals and aspirations. So let's cover these 5 C's here. The first one is clarity. Clarity is so important. It's knowing what you are trying to achieve, not necessarily how, but what you're trying to achieve and why. Having clarity sets the stage for one particular thing. More than anything else, it sets the stage for your own brain and your own mind. Your mind is a goal-driven organ. And if you don't give it a goal, then it actually goes off track. It gets distracted because your brain has a number of functions, but when it comes to the cognitive performance of your brain, there's two main functions that your brain has. A is to predict, and B, it's to problem solve. So if you have a goal, it will predict things to achieve that goal or predict things that may stop you from achieving that goal. It also solves problems when it comes to achieving that goal as well. But what happens is if you don't have clarity, if you don't have goals, then your brain is distracted, kind of goes off, right? People give their own agendas to you. Your brain starts to solve those problems and starts to predict those things. Or if you have a problem throughout the day, your mind is ruminating over that. So it's very important to have clarity because it focuses your attention, focuses your energy towards that particular goal. The second is control. And it's not necessarily control of your external environment, it's control within your internal environment. That is far more important and far more likely, in fact, because you can't control your external environment. There's no way you can control people. You can't control the 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 weather out there. You can't control the economy. You can't control your clients. You can only influence them. But what's more important is how you control yourself and how you react to those situations. Because how you react determines how your environment is going to react back to you. So how you focus on your internal control has a far bigger impact on your external environment or your external world than trying to impact the external world directly. So hopefully this is clear. When you focus on your own internal control, you have a bigger impact on your external environment than trying to tackle your external environment directly. And when you have internal control, so you have clarity, you have internal control, you have the third element, which is confidence. And confidence is having faith in your own ability to be able to achieve something. Confidence is so important. Now, research shows that confidence is about 13% of overall goal achievement, but it could be the most important 13% of achieving your goal. If someone doesn't have confidence, they're not going to execute as effectively. They're not going to be as persistent and consistent or disciplined. So confidence is very, very important. When we're working with men, one of the things that we try to identify is what is their confidence level? Because if we can help them increase their confidence, their performance is going to dramatically improve. So confidence is a very key element, but you can't have confidence if you don't have control of your inner environment, which comes from having clarity. And once you have confidence, then you can move on to the next stage with it, which is certainty. Now, certainty is different than confidence. Confidence is faith in your own ability. Certainty is faith that it's actually going to happen, that you're actually going to be able to achieve it. Certainty is far more important because it's almost like you have that feeling like it's done. Time just has to catch up to me now. When you have that, you will see that you perform at a completely different level. You're able to almost see the future. You're able to pinpoint and focus extremely well on the task at hand. So certainty is almost like this divine intervention that whatever you're trying to achieve will be achieved. But there's a scientific element to it as well. There's an internal element to it as well. So those are the first four. You have clarity, which leads to inner control, which then impacts your confidence, which then leads to certainty. And then once you have certainty, then you can have calmness. Now, calmness, you can also think of it as content. One of the biggest challenges that men face in trying to achieve something is all the stress, all the pain, all of those challenges that come your way, and trying to feel good throughout that process. And when you don't feel good, when you don't have that level of calmness, then it's harder to make decisions and perform more effectively. Calmness. If you ever see, for example, some of the monks that do those amazing feats, those Tibetan monks that are able to stand on sharp nails, for example, or break bricks, or even metal with their bare hands or heads, for example, and do these amazing flips. And you're watching them do this, but they have this extreme calmness about them. They're not flipping out. Some do scream every once in a while, but they're not screaming. They're not acting like crazies. They have this internal calmness that allows them to, again, focus all their attention, all of their energy, and their decision making into a very pinpointed fashion. And here's what ends up happening is when you can focus your attention, when you can focus your energy, you are that much more effective. And the analogy I like to use is this. If you take a block of wood and you take a sledgehammer and you try to smash that block of wood with that sledgehammer, you're probably going to break your wrist or you're going to do some damage. But if you take an axe and you try to split that wood, it's going to be a lot more easy. And you're pretty much guaranteed to split that block of wood with an axe. And why is that? It's because you can be precise. All of that force, all of that attention, all of that energy is going along a very thin edge along that blade. It's not being dispersed. So the more pinpointed your energy is, the more focused your energy is, just like the blade of an axe, the bigger the impact that you have. The bigger the impact that you have, the more momentum you create. And the momentum you create, the bigger the results and the faster the results that you get. So if you're looking to go from point A to point B, you need these 5C's for success, which are clarity, control, confidence, certainty, and then calmness. And once you have calmness, not only are you able to achieve the things that you want to achieve, but you have a better quality of life, and your journey through that path of achieving actually becomes that much more fulfilling as well.